I personally work with a professor at Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center, who is also a professor at the University of Washington in the microbiology department. And I am doing research, and she designed the research I'm doing, and I'm carrying it out. And I am meeting with her once a week, talking about how I did it, how I did my research, what kind of problems I ran into, what needs to be changed, what the results were, where we go from there, and so on. Also in the lab there is postdocs, so those are people who have a PhD but are not yet at a professor level, and they need help. I sometimes help them with their experiments if they have a lot to do. Then there is graduate students who I occasionally help out with. There's another technician. I'm also organizing the laboratory, so I'm doing all the orderings for supplies and so on. And so I have to work with administrative people. I also work with facility engineering. If, for example, a laminar flow hood breaks down and it needs to be repaired, I call them up and I talk to them about what needs to be done. That it is not the same every single day. I like that I have a very casual environment. I don't have to dress up. I can go in blue jeans. I don't have to follow a certain routine every day. I have flexible hours, because as long as you do your research, you don't have to be there at 8 o'clock and leave at 5 o'clock. Some days are much longer, some days are slightly shorter. So there's some flexibility that's very much appreciated in my case. When I come in the morning, I usually sit down first and I look at what my goal is for the day. And there's usually lots of different experiments that need to be done. So I sit down and make a plan for the day. And then I do either DNA work or RNA work, or I work with protein, do electrophoresis, or I work with cell culture, where I grow up different either bacterial cells or other cells, and do experiments in a sterile environment. Sometimes I also have to give lab meetings, so we prepare lab presentations. And I interact with people in the lab every day, and different people, because we're constantly asking each other questions about how things are going. And if I get stuck, I will ask either postdoc or my boss or another technician how they would do it. And so it's a pretty casual environment.